Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video. And as announced in the past video, I'm going to do a new vinyl talk because the last one has been recorded 4 weeks ago. But before we go into that, just a short note for all those who are tired of clickbait videos and stuff. I've just been reading on the Social Blade Twitter account that YouTube is rolling out a new feature which will basically take the clickbait headlines for videos out of business for some reason, or in a specific way, because as it seems YouTube is rolling out a feature that enables us as audience to see a little GIF video, a short video, a snippet of what is happening in the video we are about to watch, so we're not forced to click on the video to find out if that big explosion announced, or that big announcement, or whatever, or that deadly accident was really deadly, or whatever. So this seems to be interesting and might lead to a more quality and more honest video descriptions and video titles on YouTube, which is a good thing. And regarding the GIF pictures, which I know that there has been a discussion going on for ages if it's GIF or for graphic image, whatever graphic image format, I guess, or if it's pronounced GIF. But I'm totally against GIF because GIFing is what furries do, and I don't want to be involved in that anyway. But back to what we're here for. It's vinyl for sure, and I've been talking about a record in my last video that has been sitting around here for quite a while, and I wanted to do a video about this specific record for a while. And what we're talking about is this pretty piece, Omni Trio's album The Haunted Science, which is amazing in terms of artwork. I think as a backside, it's been released in 1996 on Moving Shadow, and most of the tracks have been produced in 95, which was an interesting time for drum and bass, because this is a drum and bass album if you're not familiar with Moving Shadow as a label or Omni Trio as a producer. And what is interesting about this as well is a label print, because as you can see here, there's a circle that says Audio Couture. But this was before Audio Couture became a real legit sub-label of the Moving Shadow camp. So this was a kind of predecessor of the things that happened later on the Moving Shadow label, because Audio Couture has been a sub-label of the drum and bass label, which was more for the darker sound of DJ TV and I guess Calyx and all these. But back to Omni Trio, great album. I bought this in 96, I guess, when it came out. I was 18 around that time, and I had just discovered jungle and drum and bass. Well, drum and bass and jungle were not that separated back in these days, because jungle emerged about 93, 94, 95, which was the heyday of jungle. And still in 95 there was echoes of jungle to be found, and drum and bass was emerging from the jungle, complex jungle beats, and drum and bass was more the simpler beats in a way. And it was a pretty interesting phase for drum and bass, time-wise, an interesting period. And you can hear both influences from jungle, the big organic sub bass lines, which is where hit you in the face, was boom, all that from, you might know from tunes like Original Nutter or whatever kind of jungle tunes from 94, 93. But still it features already the two-step beat that was more common in drum and bass later. So this is a pretty interesting mixture, kind of sound-wise pretty atmospheric. I think back in the days one could have filed this under the flag of intelligent drum and bass maybe, although there are one or two darker tunes as well. Not dark as No U-Turn, but you can feel that they have a little bit more punch and stuff. Also one or two downbeat tunes which are more trip hop tempo, hip hop influenced and all that, and a lot of beautiful melodies, and actually there are only like 5 of the tunes on the album, of the 8 tunes of the album are original tunes. There are 3 remixes of like, one is like New Birth of Cool, which has been remixed by Rogue Unit. Trippin' on Broken Beats has been remixed by Carlito, which has also been on like Defunct, I guess, which is also a label that featured a lot of stuff by Caliber later on. And Who Are You, which is remixed by Aquasky, which are like friends of mine, and I booked them like quite a while, and they launched their labels Passenger and Sonics and Incident later on, and also did like new school breaks on the label like 777 and also on Botched and Scarper. And interestingly, there's a thing, Aquasky is usually written in one word, but on the early Moving Shadow releases, also on this one, we have Aquasky with like a space between, like a blank space between Aqua and Sky, which you might see here. And this, I hope this works without a glare. And this is a thing that also appeared on other Moving Shadow releases of that time, so I'm not too sure like whether it was on purpose or just the Moving Shadow graphic designer got that wrong. I will have to ask like Brand Newitt of Aquasky about that when I'm like speaking to him via Twitter or via email like someday. And he told me, which is also interesting, that the Who Are You remix is the first tune they used an Amen break in one of their productions ever, so this was a first for Aquasky. But like when it comes to the Moving Shadow Omni Trio original tunes, they are all pretty recommended, pretty slow compared to today's drum and bass. I think the tempo is more like 160, 165 and not like 176 like it used to be these days, or like even faster when it comes to crossbreed and stuff. So this is a pretty chill and relaxed album, The Haunted Science, and I totally love the artwork. So the Stonehenge thing, and also on the back, a simple like inversion of the original picture is like pretty dope. And I'm still amazed how these simple tricks and twists like can add up to a nice artwork. And there's also like credits on here, like, or more like a thank you to everyone, which for sure includes the remixers like Aquasky, Rogue Unit, and Carlito, and also like they thank the DJs, of course, who like played the tunes, and also the Moving Shadow crew. And also a special thanks goes out to Cy Colebrook for his tireless contribution to the project. So I don't have any idea, to be honest, who Cy Colebrook is, but I will find out maybe and dig a little deeper into that. But that was just a drum and bass album from my collection, which I bought like 20 years ago, and maybe a kind of unusual album for those who know my taste in drum and bass, or like know even parts of my collection, because usually I'm more the darker, more brutal guy when it comes to drum and bass and breakbeat music. So there's not many melodies, but a lot of like darkish bass and sci-fi tones and like a very dark attitude and stuff. But anyway, this was a time when the dark side of drum and bass wasn't around yet, or like not in that like very specified form as it is now. So this was one of the earliest drum and bass albums I bought, I guess. And so it's been 20 years and since this is like sitting in my collection, and although I have listened to it like an hour ago or something like that, it doesn't feel old. And of course the production is not that compressed and stuff, and you can hear that they were still experimenting with like finding the right drum sets for like maximum dance floor impact and stuff. So it's not all the hyper compressed standard breaks we have today, or not even using the Apache or Amen stuff, but still good and timeless. And also in terms of seeing this as a whole album, the listening experience is pretty good. So you have like a kind of waveform in the story that's told, and like I guess the fourth track on the first vinyl there's two vinyls in here. The fourth track on the first one is more like a breakdown, that down tempo kind of stuff. So you calm down a little bit, and then with the next record you go into like onto the dance floor again, although not onto the primetime dance floor, but more like a warm-up and stuff. But anyway, if you can find that out there, like, get it. It's a good one, it's a classic, and definitely stuff that is recommended still. Also for those who like are discovering drum and bass right now and want to go back to the past and like experience and like explore what has been going on like when this style first emerged like 20 years ago. So get this, and like leave me a comment if you like to share your opinion on this album or like recommend other drum and bass albums, and like follow me on social media. Links as always down in the description box and stuff, and leave me a like and like follow me if you don't follow me already, or if you're new to this channel, and help me grow. And like, yeah, I'm gonna see you in the next one. I'm going into editing right now. See you later.